Welcome to Master Domaining. I'm Gene Pimentel, and in this session, you'll learn how to earn thousands per month flipping business owners' names. Now get excited because what I'm about to teach you is a very actionable method of flipping domains quickly. Although this method focuses on the lower end of the scale, it can be a solid money earner for you even at $100 a pop. Put this into action and a couple of $1,000s a month is very attainable even if you're new to domaining. In fact, some domainers use this method almost exclusively. I consider it a great way to get some experience under your belt in the domaining business while making some nice cash. Consider this: there are millions of small businesses in the US alone. A large percentage of these businesses include a personal first name in the business name, such as mikeslandscaping.com. If you Google Mike's Landscaping, in quotation marks, you'll find a whole lot of listings for different businesses that use that name. The same is true for hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of similar combinations in every field and industry. Did you see that? I just put a gold mine at your feet. Let's say, for the sake of example, that mikeslandscaping.com was available to register as a domain name. It's not, but let's use that as an example. How many of the 100 or so of the businesses named Mike's Landscaping do you think would love to own that domain name? How many do you think would snap it up in an instant for, say, $100? Now, if you owned a company called Mike's Landscaping, wouldn't you love to own that domain? Of course you would. Now, before we get ahead of ourselves here, let me make something perfectly clear. This method is not about grabbing a domain name that applies to just one person or business and extorting money from them. And it is not about cyber squatting, which means registering a trademarked domain name that clearly belongs to someone else. This is about finding business domain names that can be valuable to many different businesses. That's an important distinction. You may be wondering why one of the businesses hasn't registered the domain themselves. Well, quite simply, there are many small businesses that don't think about the domain name until it's presented to them. Many use free website services with a long, ugly domain. Many use other similar domains, but one of the biggest reasons is this: the domains we're targeting have just recently become available to register. Most small businesses are not in the habit of continuously checking to see if their perfect domain name is available. They assume it's still being used by someone else. They may have checked in the past several times, but don't usually check again very often. So when you approach these businesses with the perfect domain for their business, more often than not, there will be one or two prospects that will really want to buy it. Remember, most of these businesses have settled for a much less effective domain by adding words or choosing the .net version. When you alert them to the fact that they can now own the most perfect of domain names along with it being the .com version, you'll have their attention. They may be waiting for the shoe to drop, thinking you're going to want to ask $1,000 or more, but when you offer it for $100 or $200, using your best judgment as to their cash flow, it's not hard to generate many of these sales. Okay, you've got the concept. There are virtually millions of this type of domain name just waiting for you to register. The trick now is to figure out how to find the good name domains that are available and how to narrow down the seemingly endless number of combinations. After all, there are thousands of first names, there are thousands of different types of businesses, and there are many different domain combinations possible based on those elements. You could begin by making a list of first names and making a list of business types and manually making every combination you can think of, and that's exactly how many do it and make money. But even after all that work, you don't know which one of those are available as domain names. Many of them won't be. In my opinion, that's way too much work. Automation and speed are the keys to success with this method. At this point, you have enough understanding of this method to go out there and start finding good prospective buyers for domain names you think up. In tomorrow's session, I'll show you how to make this method dead simple and very automated using a few resources, including the domain name filter software.